Spanish policy. Maria.
Good morning. Well, first of all, thank you, Darko, for your introduction, and thank you for the invite by the organization to be here today, sharing with you all, and thank you all for being here. As Darko was saying, I am from the Spanish Ministry of Education. I am the head of the online teacher training unit and the social networks unit, and we are the ones that are launching MOOCs in the ministry in Spain. They've asked me to summarize the Spanish policy in 10 minutes, which is very easy because there is not a Spanish policy on massive open online teacher training. But there is a road map of 5 years of work, launching massive open online courses and other open online courses that I will be explaining to you in these 10 minutes. We started, why then, you are going to be wondering, why MOOCs or other kind of open online teacher training in Spain if there is no official policy on that kind of training? Well, back in 2012, the Ministry of Education thought that we could outline a strategic framework for teacher professional development, which at the time was quite closely aligned with what the European Union policies were doing. The famous Education and Training 2020 program, the Rethinking Education proposal back in 2012 led us to do something about it. And we've been rethinking education from that time. In that strategic framework for the teacher professional development, there were 3 lines of work. First line was to take into account not only continuous professional development, but initial teacher training, and to try and move towards a model based on competencies and not on hours of being in front of a computer. And that is what we did with our massive open online teacher training. That was maybe the closest line of work and the closest reason why we decided to launch MOOCs. Second line of work was also to try and evolve teacher training to open collaboration, to peer-to-peer learning. And the third line of work was to design a common framework to certify solid learning. Not only, again, hours in front of a computer, but solid learning evidence which could be endorsed into official micro-credentials. We've been working on that for 5 years, as I'm telling you. And in that work, we came up in 2014 with the first 2 pilots, the first 2 MOOCs on personal learning environments and project-based learning. At the time, we trained around 20,000 teachers and people interested in the topics, because obviously when you have open online teacher training, it's open, so anybody can sign up and log in for our open courses. And it was a great boom in Spain that year. Over 20,000 teachers in Spain joined, very much interested in learning, only for the sake of learning, with the only motivation of learning, because no paper certificates were issued then and are not issued nowadays. From that time, when we had 2 pilot MOOCs, we've evolved, obviously, and we are now offering, I think, around 33 massive open online courses, and we have also evolved and created more open online initiatives. From the actual 4 or 5 week long MOOCs, we have seen a younger brother of the MOOCs born, and those are what we call NOOCs. I always say that NOOCs are MOOCs' younger brothers and sisters. Why? Because we thought that MOOCs were like, I always say that MOOCs in Spain have been like a free buffet, where people go and eat whatever they like, bits and pieces, pick here and there. And then lots of them started dropping out because they were not interested, or because simply the MOOC was too long, or simply because they were only going for the bits and pieces that they wanted. So we thought, then why not offering nano open online learning experiences in collaboration? And that's why MOOCs were born. MOOCs with 180-minute estimated effort, no more, 3 hours estimated effort, pursuing one goal, developing, acquiring one digital competence, and coming up with a digital artifact that endorses what you've learned. And from that, we've also evolved into what we call spooks. It's all very nice. Teachers are very fascinated by them because they can talk about MOOCs, NOOCs, spooks, and that's all very funny for social networks, which is also encouraging for us, and it's a bit of marketing too. The spooks are self-paced, open online courses that you can do at your own rhythm, anywhere, anytime. They are always open, no estimated effort at all, again, for the motivation of learning. All the concepts underlying all these open online teacher training, is a digital framework, digital competence framework for teachers that we've recently published in 2016. This digital competence framework for teachers is based on the European Digital Competence Framework, DIGCOM. We have adapted it for the teaching profession. It is divided in 5 areas, 21 sub-competencies, and 6 competence levels. And this is the underlying concept for all our open online teacher training initiatives. What we are seeking is that teachers in Spain improve their digital competencies, professional competence after all, and we are offering them a roadmap of nano open learning experiences in collaboration that go from the lowest level in digital competence, A1, up to the highest level in digital competence, C1. And that is what we are actually working on at the moment. Being able to offer a personalized proposal of teacher training, trying to cover the teachers' needs and the teachers' learning styles too, so that when they finish a series of nano courses, they are sure that they have reached a certain level of digital competence. Because we do not really believe that the hours are important, the 3 models are competence-based. All of them are competence-based. It is also very important for us, social networks, and a connected approach. We are in a line of thought that teachers should learn from each other, teachers should learn autonomously, and teachers should be able to evidence everything they have developed or acquired in portfolios, learning diaries, blogs, and so forth. So in all these open online teacher training initiatives, which, by the way, are based on Open edX, obviously that's the learning management system that we have a team of mentors, facilitators, dynamization team that plays a key role because they are the ones that push participants to successfully get to the end. I call them energizers because apart from the fact that they've got lots and lots of energy and they are there for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, they energize everybody else. They push participants, encourage them, guide them, accompany them. But we do not talk about tutors because teachers are tutors themselves and they can learn from each other. In that line as well, we host lots and lots of live events. We do a lot of spreading the word out on social networks. Like every week we have live roundtables or live webinars or Twitter chats or flipped Facebook events where teachers exchange their doubts, their practices, their artifacts, they interact, connect, and the beauty of it all is that when all these training periods finish, all these communities of practice, professional learning communities of practice, are still alive, and they keep active, and they keep up exchanges. And that's why we think this is added value to our online teacher training initiatives. But apart from the dynamic facilitators, energizers, the peer-to-peer assessment is also key in our MOOCs. We do not have experts that say, well, this is it, and I am assessing you with this grade or these other scores, but it's peer-to-peer assessment too. And it is your own colleagues that are actually evaluating your work with only one aim, helping you enrich it. Of course, all this competence-based model cannot be certified with a piece of paper that says 60 hours or whatever. And that's why we use digital badges. We have come up with a backpack that is there for you to manage, store and share micro-credentials that we issue when our participants have finished their MOOCs, their nano courses, their self-paced online training. Because we believe these micro-credentials are the best way to actually acknowledge that participants have achieved a series of goals, have developed or acquired a series of competencies and skills, and that they have proved it. And that's why portfolios play a key role. Our backpack, which has been fully developed in the Ministry of Education, is a safe, open place, fully compatible with any open standards. For example, you can export your badges from our backpack to Mozilla Backpack and the other way around. You can bring your badges from Mozilla to ours. You can organize them in collections. You can export them to your portfolio learning diary. You can spread them in the social networks too. And recently, this is just a piece of news, yesterday, apart from being a place to store your micro-credentials that acknowledge competencies, skills, and so forth, we have just developed a badge editor inside the backpack. So from tomorrow onwards, anybody, any school, educational administration, institution, anybody who wants to use our open backpack just has to say so. And apart from issuing badges, you will also be able to edit, design, and create your own badges there with an editor that we've just developed and finished with it yesterday. It is also important to say that all these developments that we carry out, yes, 1 minute, that we carry out in the ministry, obviously are backed up by the educational authorities in the autonomous communities with whom we regularly talk and we regularly reach agreements so that both the backpack and all the open online teacher training initiatives are nationwide. You know, it is difficult sometimes because there are 17 ways to do things in Spain, but the open spirit of it all is that it is available for everybody, not only teachers in Madrid or the north of Spain or the south of Spain, but nationwide. And that's all for now. If you have questions or whatever, I will be more than happy to answer after everybody else has delivered. Thank you very much.